Oh. Which way when everything else spot?
Right, you need to go up. You're not going to adopt. All right. Right? All right. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Delaware,
the Constitution of the State of Delaware,
and the laws of Delaware governing public education,
and the laws of Delaware governing public education,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of school board
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of school board
member according to the best of my ability.
member according to the best of my ability.
And I do solemnly swear or affirm that I have not directly
And I do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
or indirectly paid, offered or promised to pay,
offered,
contributed,
contributed,
or offered to or promised to contribute
or offered to or promised to contribute
any money or other valuable thing
any money or any other valuable thing
as consideration
as consideration
or reward for the giving or withholding a vote at the election
or for the group at the election
at which I was elected to said office,
at which I was elected to set office.
so help me God.
So help God.
All righty. All right, now the next thing is your certificate of election.
Official.
Official? So this is 2029.
All right.
What is that?
You know who's the longest serving school board member?
No, that's what I was.
Oh, is it HR?
Is it on the platform? 79 to 94.
Yep.
He was on it for
That's
15 years.
15.
This,
I don't know.
why did I think he?
Well, the state did me. Because they moved it to 4 years.
That's good.
Can't get those nice rules.
All right.
I mean, that's the next half of my election.
All right. So next we have the approval of the agenda. And with a motion,
Jack Benson, I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
the motion a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. The next item on our agenda is the pledge of allegiance, a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Be seated. All right, the next item on our agenda is approval of minutes from our June 16th, 2025 board meeting. And I would need a motion if everyone is okay.
Chair Savage, I move to approve the minutes of the 6/16 meeting as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That needs to be. The next item on our agenda is the organization of the board. So the first item is the election of president. And
You have in your green folder or in the folder at your place, there's an envelope with small slips of paper and the one that says president. You would like to write the name of the person. You guys like that?
And ask if you entertain any running in advance. If you have a choice,
You're gonna buy that ad. Oh, yeah.
name has to be one.
Good.
And we have a majority, congratulations, Kim Hopkins, you are.
Okay. All right.
All right, next item on our agenda is election of our vice president. And if you want to tell us our instructions, Doc?
Oh, yes, sorry, the white paper that says the vice president, please put your candidate name on a small scrap.
I'm thinking, I think we need to replace this executive secretary.
Don't joke about that. Fighting words. Yeah. And we have a majority voted for Dr. Jeffrey Benson as a vice president. Right.
And what?
That's easy.
You got a slip for you?
No.
Okay.
Well, by unanimous decision.
Give me a compliment.
By unanimous decision, the designation of superintendent as our executive secretary goes to Dr. T. Hooray.
Okay.
No? Yeah, I know. All right, next item first, committee appointment, we are going to table that until our next board meeting. If everyone agrees, do we have to vote on that? I will need a motion.
Jeff Benson, I make a motion to table, committee appointments.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. The next item on our agenda is public participation, and I'm not seeing any. The next item on our agenda is reports and presentations, with the superintendent communications being first.
Well, following the theme of this evening, keep it short and sweet, started with our grant writing, oh, I say the royal we, actually, they have started with the consolidated grant writing. So that's a big bulk of it. Our assistant principals are in San Antonio right now
Yes.
for their conference that was through grant. And next week, our principals will go to Seattle for the Principals Professional Learning Conference. And then we'll get back on track and back to business kind of as usual by the end of July.
Yeah, they would be the assistant principal, they were posted on Facebook.
Yep. Thank you, Brent.
Yeah, keeping us informed and up to date. The next item on the agenda is board communication. Does anyone have anything to wish? And we're gonna move that along. Thank you, colleague. The next item on our agenda is school choice. And I think Dr. Dixon,
On it. In the motion.
you.
Make a motion to approve school choice applications 2026-43 through 2026-44. To deny school choice application 2026-45 and to rescind school choice applications 2025-26 and 2024-42.
Heather, we have a motion? Sorry. And we have a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? That motion carries. The next item on our agenda is proposed board meeting dates from 2025 to 26.
So there's the standard dates that we've had over the years, and just anytime you see a Tuesday, it's because there is a school on Monday. And then the May date is a little earlier because of some of our contract requirements and notifications. And then back to July 1 again for a rework.
Sounds like a plan, and everyone's okay with, meetings beginning at 6, camera, otherwise specified.
That works for me.
All right, so we need the motion.
Darren Savage, to approve the proposed board meeting schedule for 2025-26. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. All right, next item on our agenda is fiscal year 2026 administrative salary schedule. Is that? Okay.
So, we took and looked at the salary schedule and for policy, And our policy is evaluation done, all, a lot of our state regional, peers across both Maryland and across, all the three counties of developing. We have found that, there needs to be some adjustments to what we call the market rate, which is the one in the middle, for all of these, positions. We've also found that, we are not suggesting that we offer policy, which would be a much higher increase than what you see in front of you. We're suggesting that that our peers really are those in both Sussex and King County, not necessarily Maryland, but you have to meet state and your pension eligibility unless you were a retiree, and we really don't feel that Newcastle is, within, the driving this peers. So what we're suggesting is a market adjustment to, it would be the average by these divisions. And it would be basically for our Ken Sussex peers, we've done an in-depth evaluation of them. And are presenting to you a adjustment. This has not been done in 3 years. So this would be the time to do that. I mean, other questions, but it's an ongoing policy process that we and we may bring back some adjustments to the policy in the future. Also based off of us going through this assessment, and a lot of us were involved in this process to kind of look at it, and evaluate it, figure out what works best. But we believe that it's in the best interest of the district not to go with policy and to attend this less than what the policy says.
Any questions?
I didn't see the board's market rate.
Off the chart. Off the chart.
$3.99.
$3.99.
$3.99.
Colleen? Any discussion?
Nope.
No.
Like when we put something like that in, or market value, something like that, and then when it's put out there, is there a comment made, like you're saying, in 3 years since we, got on track with? Is there somewhere that we would read later on in the minute somewhere where say that somebody come back and question, well, how come we had a big jump in 2000, 2026? Maybe somewhere a comment in there saying that we readjusted based on the market value.
We would actually point to the board policy that is adopted, and as well as the fact that we're a year longer even than what board policy. So we
Yeah,
actually, so we feel like again it's in the best interest coming off of really coming off of ESSER money, and really wanting to see where the district was post ESSER, and a lot of groups got things, got additions that we kind of felt like it was an administration that we could hold back and see where the district really was, says good faith and everything.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we would point them to both of those. We would point them to the fact that it was not done for a period of time, as well as the board policy things. And again, they were not doing what policy says, another thing, we're actually doing better than that in time. And it's the market, so that's based off of what people are actually making those positions now versus would be. We can look at scales and ranges, but then you end up getting more. We decided it's best to say, well, what are you actually getting paid? As opposed to giving a broad range.
How does that affect, like, the government just signed a bill where the teachers are gonna get 2%, does that add into this, or that's separate? Is this something that the school district itself, like, is handled?
There's a state and local match, and the way administrative contracts are, it really doesn't adjust. What ends up happening in this particular situation is that if the state share goes up, the state would cover more of the.
Yeah, okay.
As opposed to, just because of how our contracts are, but there is a state and local match for each of these based off. Good question.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure, were you talking about the 2% that was in the news?
Yeah, I know last night I heard on the news where he's on things 2%, and I'm thinking, say for instance, we said, okay, here, this is this, now, but then the governor says 2%, so that goes on top of that, and that's separate than on school.
It does not.
No.
That's why, when you answered that, I mean, you answered how it was split, and I was like, that's not exactly what you.
No, there's not another 2%.
Right, okay,
It's inclusive of whatever.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so what we've been seeing is the increases on the teacher side, but administration has not,
That,
so this is what's happening.
good deal, I do change, yep.
And that's happened for 3 years.
Yeah, so I definitely 100% agree with it, man, I'm no doubt, it just, somehow have it worded that way, so we can question later on. Yep.
So there was a 2% last year and a 2% the year prior and a 2% this year, we didn't do it. This
Yeah.
next.
Very good, yeah.
And you wouldn't see that reflected.
Exactly.
Right.
But all this really is doing is catching.
Catching up. Very good.
And sorry, I didn't speak. I didn't clarify that as it was asked, and,
Oh,
Yeah,
you're good. So, Patty, the only question for you is, we're financially sound enough and we can go this direction?
yes, I think we are at this point in time, we're in a good financial position.
Okay. All right, so I need a motion.
Chuck Benson, I make a motion to approve the FY 2026 administrative salary scale schedule as presented.
second,
All right, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. Cam. If Jeff and I have to send you a letter. Or is it only for contracts?
I think because you approved the scale and the policy is written that based on evaluation, goes still up one range, we're good. I will need a letter from you for. Oh, you dropped that.
That's what I'm talking about.
yes, yes, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll need,
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
I can dig up the old one and send it.
Oh, that's great. Cam keeps me straight,
that same number on it, little.
He goes, oh, yeah, that's that all, thank you.
Yeah,
And then I'll reach out to you, Jeff, so that we can sign it and get it. All right. Next item on our agenda is executive session. I need a motion to go with that executive session.
There said it, I'm moving to executives. Yeah.
second.
All right, we have a motion and I'm very happy from Mr. Rice. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, let's go. That motion carries. Thank you for asking for joining us tonight. Oh, and that is right. It is 6:18 PM. Thank you, Mr. Cameron, for keeping us on target.